Hello students, welcome back to Programming in C Language. Myself Srikanth. We are discussing program fundamentals. On that, in the previous video session, we discussed in detail about language like translators, like compiler, interpreter, assemblers, and some terminologies about platforms and different types of machine code, okay, source code, high level and machine understandable codes we discussed. So in this session, we try to discuss in detail about compiler and interpreter differences with the suitable examples. Okay, what is compiler, what is interpreter, we discussed in detail, right? See, here I try to return some steps involved into the difference between compiler and interpreter. See, the first step, like programming steps, generally it creates a program. Compile will parse or analyze all of the language statements for its correctness. If incorrect, it throws an error. See, compiler checks the syntax of the particular programming language. If anything wrong in the syntactical mistake in the code, then it generates what? Error. That error is called compile time error. If no error, error is free, then compiler will convert that high level code called source code to what? Machine code. See, generally it is object code. See, that object code, it links different code files into a runnable programs, like it going to be generate later .exe file at runtime. The loader linker responsible to load that object code, and it going to be executing, and it generates .exe file. Using this .exe file, we can run the program. It going to be displays what? Output. See, this is a basic programming steps involved in for compiler. Coming to the interpreter, there it involves programming steps involved creating the program. There is no any intermediary code, like no linking of files or machine code generation. That a source statements executed what? Line by line during execution at runtime. See, this is the steps involved into the compiler and interpreter. And in compiler, errors display all errors after compilation, all at the same time. Why? Because the compiler loads at a time entire source code, and it going to be process it, and it generates what? Errors at a time. Okay, in that program code consists like six errors generated at a time at compilation time. We can call it is compile time errors. But in interpreter, here it reads what? Line by line, right? So the displays all the errors of each line by line, one by one only. So it takes first one line and it start for interpreting. If it is any errors, there only it generates what? Error. Generally in interpreters, generating what? Runtime errors. That to be what? One by one errors only. It cannot load at a time, it cannot print at a time. It loads only one statement, and it interprets. If it is any error, it generated only one error at a time. Okay, after completion of that error only, it enters to the next statement. Input, in compiler input, it takes an entire program. But coming to the interpreter, input, it takes what? Single line of code. It won't load entire code, it loads only one line, single line of code. Output, in compilers, compiler generates intermediary machine code. But coming to interpreter, output, interpreter never generates any intermediate machine code. Okay, it directly loads the source code, and interpreting, it generates what? Output. There is no any intermediary code in interpreter. Error execution, in compiler, compiler displays all errors and warnings at the compilation time. Therefore, you cannot run the program without fixing errors. Okay, see, in compilation, the compiler, after compilation, is there any errors in the particular source code, you must fix it, resolve it. Until unless, you cannot run that program. But coming to interpreter, the error execution, the interpreter reads a single statement and shows the error if any. You must correct that error to interpret next line. Line by line, it's going to be interpret. If anything error is there, there only you need to provide the solution, then only it enter into the next line. Okay, and dynamic typing in compiler, it is difficult to implement as compilers cannot predict what happens at runtime. So always remember, these compilers knows only static values, static things. It does not have any idea about what? Runtime values, runtime environments. But interpreter, in dynamic typing, interpreted language supports what? Dynamic typing, because in interpreters, consists only one environment, runtime environment. But in compiler, compilation time is there and runtime environment is there. Compiler does not have any idea about what runtime. Okay, it consists only fixed values, static values. And code optimization in compiler, the compiler sees the entire code up front, hence they perform lots of optimization that makes code run faster. Why? Because the entire code is going to be loaded, it's going to be optimizing, it going to be provides what runtime environment become what faster. But interpreter is going to be code optimization. Interpreter sees code line by line, and thus optimization are not as robust as compilers because it takes more time at runtime environment. But in case of compilation, it loads at a time entire source code. After that, it converts into machine code once. Okay, that code is going to be sent to the runtime environment. See that become what faster. The best suitable languages for compilers, using compilers, what? C language, C++ language, C sharp language, Java. See, these are all what compiler based languages. Okay, but coming to the interpreters like Python, Perl, Ruby, these languages uses only an interpreter. There is no any compilers here. Okay, so this is the programming level differences between what compiler and interpreter. See, when we are learning particular programming language, there I will explain elaborately the execution flow of the particular programming language, including compile time environment and runtime environment with the functionality of compiler and interpreter. Okay, so here you need to remember, we are clear about what is compiler and interpreter. Compiler is a language translator, interpreter also language translator. Compiler converts the high level language into what? Machine level language. So I given some example in the previous video session. High level language is nothing but user understandable language. Then you may get doubt, sir, user understandable language means what? I know Kannada, I know Tamil, I know like Malayalam. Can I give instruction in the form of Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam? See, that is based on what particular programming language. So if you go through the C and C++ programming language, so if you observe the previous video session, there I explained about what ASCII standard code, right? ASCII, American Standard Code Information Interchange. See, this ASCII code supports what, like ASCII 7 and ASCII 8, right? See, this ASCII code consists how many characters? Generally, the signed characters is called up to 128 characters, unsigned characters called 256 characters. See, generally we may give these generally English alphabets and numbers, some symbols supported by what? ASCII chart. So if you want to know what kind of symbols, numbers, symbols supported in the ASCII chart, already explained in the previous video session, just check it out there. Okay, like especially C and C++ program, we are writing ASCII standard code. Only those characters, signed and unsigned characters, we are going to be using. See, we are using mostly about signed characters only, up to 128 characters we are using. Okay, there you can check it out, like upper cases like 65, like capital A to Z, and small alphabets like 97, like ASCII code 97, small a to like a small z. We are going to be using those characters. Okay, so if you go with the Java high level programming language, there we are going to be writing what? Java supports what? Unicode standards. That code standards is called UTF-7, UTF-8, okay, UTF-16, UTF-32. What is the difference between these two coding standards? ASCII standards only supports what? English language alphabets and some numbers, numerical digits, and some symbols, up to 128 signed characters, unsigned called 256 characters. But coming to Unicode standards, see, that is called UTF formats. UTF is nothing but what here? Unicode transformation format. See, Java supports nearly 65,536 characters, including not only English, it going to be includes like high level and localization languages, internationalization languages like English. We can give instructions in English, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, like that. If they are going to be added in Unicode chart, up to what 65,536 characters supported by what Java, but actually Unicode standard supported by what 95,221 characters is going to be supported. See, this type of course we can call it Unicode standards. Unicode is nothing but what universal code standards. See, based on the particular programming language, we are writing that instructions in the source code, but minimum is English language. We are going to be writing what in general in what English language. See, that type of code is called source code. That code is understood by what end user. Okay. See, the compiler is responsible to load entire source code what you written. Suppose example, I'm written in a C language. Okay, using ASCII standard I written some code, programming code in a as a source code. That compiler, C compiler, I told you, right? Every programming language consists what its own compiler. Like C consists C compiler, C++ consists C++ compiler, Java consists Java compiler. Like every programming language consists its own compiler. What is the job of compiler there? The compiler loads at a time entire code what you written in the source code. It loads and start for what checking the syntax and semantics of the particular programming. Every program consists its own syntax, rules and regulations. If you are violated, it going to be generates which error? Compile time errors. Okay, we can call it is compiler errors, or compile time error is going to be generated. Say, until unless you fix this error, okay, you cannot enter, you cannot execute that program. Okay, you must fix that errors, compile time errors. Once errors is free, then compiler is going to be converts complete these high level instructions into what machine understandable instructions. Generally we may call byte code or object code. See, in high level languages we may call object code. In middle level, low level languages we may call that is byte code instruction. That code is understood by what machine. This code is understood by machine but not user. User understands only which code? Source code. Machine understands which code? Object code. Okay, see, this object code is used for what? Further next level to executing that object code by what? Runtime environment. See, this is the basic functionality about what? Compiler. Okay, coming to the interpreter. So interpreter consists only one environment, runtime environment, but at compiler it consists two environment. One is compile time environment, another called runtime environment. Runtime environment takes the responsible someone load this object code and providing execution. If any errors are occurred at runtime, there provides what? Runtime errors. Okay, sometimes some interpreters also involved in for runtime environments in these languages. Okay, here you need to remember 2 points here. These object code generally in C, C++ is what? Machine dependent code. So already explained in the previous video session, right? Machine dependent means what? Particular operating system architecture dependent. That code cannot run in what? Different operating system. Assume, example, I compiled this C programming in what? Okay, just a moment, I clear all these things. I compiled this C program. I written one program in C. Okay, compiler is converted, yes, error free, it converted successfully, generated one object code, byte code instruction. See, I compiled where? Windows operating system. I give some simple example like Windows operating system. I give an example. Okay, this Windows operating system completely architectural dependent. This compiler is converted this high level instructions into what? Machine understandable instruction. Along with this Windows architecture dependent code is there in the object code. For that reason, you cannot carry this object code, cannot run in some other operating system called Linux based operating system or Unix based operating system or Mac operating system is not possible. Again, you need to run this source code. Again, there you can compile it and run it. Okay, see, this type of dependencies are called platform dependent code. Especially what? C and C++ codes are what? Platform dependent code. So in case of Java, suppose I written this source code in Java. Java compiler is responsible to compiling Java compiler is responsible to compiling this source code, converted what high level language into what object code. Okay, see this object code is what platform independent code in Java, because it does not involve any system related operating system related architecture instructions are not there in this object code. This consists only purely high level instruction what you written in Java that converted into what machine understandable instruction. See this code furtherly you can execute happily in what different operating systems like Linux based operating system, okay, Unix based operating system, or Mac operating systems. Okay, see this type of codes we can call platform independent code. See in case of compiler, see be aware about what here there is a two chances. One is that object code is platform dependent or platform independent based on particular programming language. That is the one important point. But coming to interpreter, there is no any compiler here, there is no any intermediary code is there not in interpreter. Okay, here it always interpreter is what platform independent. Why? Because here mandatorily required what source code. Okay, that source code is going to be loaded interpreter line by line, like line 1 first interpreter takes line 1, then if it is error free it generates machine code. Again line 2 is going to be loaded. Once successfully line 1 is done, then interpreter loads second line 2, and checks any syntax errors are there, any errors are there. Okay, it's going to be generate runtime errors. If there is no errors, then happily it's going to be converted into machine level code. So always this interpreter is what platform independent. But compiler, there is a chances of what some programming languages as platform dependent object code is there, some programming languages what platform independent code is going to be generated by compiler. Okay, you clear about the differences about compiler and interpreter with platform independent and dependent. Okay, don't worry, even if you're not understand much about these platform independent dependence object codes, we're going to be discussed practically in the C++ code what is the issue and what is the advantage in Java byte codes in the coming video sessions. Okay, but remember here in C++ we are using high level instructions based on what ASCII standards. Okay, but in high level languages like Java, there we are going to be using what Unicode standards. That format is in the form of what UTF format. Okay, like it supports UTF-7, UTF-8, UTF-16, okay, UTF-32 bit representations. It's going to be supports. Generally Unicode represents what universal code. Universal consists different languages, like it supports nearly Java 65,536 characters, but actually it supports what more than 95,221 Unicode characters supported. It covers universal languages, but ASCII supports only English language. Okay, English alphabets, capital A to Z, small a to Z, some numbers and symbols already explained in the ASCII chart. Just go through that once. Okay, remember in C++ we are going to be using which standard? ASCII standard. Based on that standard code we are going to be writing instructions. Compiler responsible to convert that high level instructions into object code. Okay, see this is the difference between what compiler and interpreter. Okay, I explained there in the real world environment. Here we go with some more differences about compiler and interpreter, just what we had discussed. Like compiler scans the entire program and translate it as a whole into what machine code. Interpreter translates program one statement at a time, only one by one, line by line it going to be executed. Compiler generates what intermediate code called object code or assembly code based on particular programming. But in interpreter there is no any such intermediary code, like there is no object code, there is no specific assembly code is not there in interpreter. Interpreter never generates such type of code. Interpreter only executes directly line by line code. And compiler program need not be compiled every time. Why I told? Because in Java, in previous example I told you, right, once Java is successfully compiled, that once bytecode is there, that bytecode must be run with what different platforms, either window based platforms, Linux based platforms, Mac operating system platforms, like different platforms. That's what interpreter is mandatory to run in the runtime environment. But compiler, once error is free, successfully compiled, some programming languages are not necessary to load every time to compile. Compilation is not required. Okay, And coming to compiler, conditional control statements are what executes faster, but in case of interpreter, conditional control statements are what execute slower. So don't worry, what is conditional control in programming languages we are using several conditional control statements like if else, nested if else, looping statements we are using, but that time compiler takes very vital role, it executes what faster. But here interpreter takes more time. Why? Because it executes what line by line. For that reason it takes a slower performance or comparatively compilers. Coming to compiler, it translates the program written in a high level language into what machine language in a single step. But in case of interpreter, what it translates the program written in a high level language into machine level language in a line by line while the program is running. If it is any errors are there only to fix, and it provides a, we need to provide the or fix the issues, and it provides a solution, and it generates what machine level code successfully. Coming to compiler, compiler scans the entire program and translates the whole of it into machine code at once. But here one problem is there. What is the problem? Suppose I return some 100 lines of code randomly, like 15 line, 38 line, 75 lines, like 80 lines. Some assume 10 errors are there in the program. Here compiler generates 10 errors at a time. Very difficult to trace it and very difficult to identify and resolve the issues. But in case of interpreter is not like that, because it executes statement line by line, we can easily fix the errors and bugs. Okay, a compiler takes a lot of time to analyze the source code, because it going to be loads at a time, entire code is going to be loads at a time. Due to that reason it takes more analyze the source code is takes more time. However, the overall time taken to execute the processor is what much faster comparing to what interpreter. Especially I told you, right, when you are working with the conditional control statements, that time these compiler takes very faster. But in case of interpreter, an interpreter takes what very less time to analyze the source code. Okay, the overall time to execute the process is what much slower. The main reason is it executes line by line. Okay, for every time we need to give one instruction that is going to be translated into machine code. That is the reason it takes very slower performance. Interpreters are very slower. See, a compiler always generates what an intermediary code called object code or assembly code. So it will need further linking, hence more memory is going to be needed. A compiler takes more memory, it utilizes more memory. But coming to interpreter, an interpreter does not generate any intermediary code or any intermediary assemblies or object codes are not generated. That's what memory is what very efficient. It uses very less memory to process and executes the conversion of high level instruction into machine level instruction. A compiler generates the error messages only after it scans the complete program, and hence debugging relative harder while working with a compiler. So just only explain here, debugging issue is there because compiler loads at a time entire source code. Okay, and it generates what all the errors at a time. Due to that, very difficult to identify particular bug in particular line, and fixing the issues takes time taking process. But coming to translate interpreters, this problem is going to be resolved because only one line is going to be loaded, one line is going to be executing. If anything error is there, just we look out only particular line. Okay, so that is the reason interpreters are going to be what very faster and easy to debug. In debugging takes very faster comparatively compiler. See, errors are displayed after entire program is going to be checked. Here errors are displayed for every instruction is interpreted. See, the best suitable examples of compilers like C, C++, Java. Not only these languages, so many high-level language supports what compiler-based languages are there. For easy to remember, given some familiar languages like C, C++, and Java. But coming to interpreter, basic interpreter language like here basic, see basic is nothing but what beginners all purpose symbolical instruction code. Basic is a interpreted language used in what like olden days, right? See, this is Python language, Ruby, Perl. These languages are what interpreted language. Okay, so this is in detail explanation I provided, and differences between what is compiler, what is interpreter, what is the differences between what compiler and interpreter. See, this much of differences is fair enough in the interview purpose or exam point of view about compilers and interpreters. Okay, yes, we'll discuss in detail this workflow about particular programming language. In the C, I will explain in detail C related workflow of compilation and interpreters, C++, Java, like that. Okay, based on particular programming, I try to explain in detail. So in this session, we discussed in detail about what is compiler, what is interpreter, what is the functionalities of compiler and interpreters at a programming level, and what are the major differences about compiler and interpreters. Okay, see, that's it for this session. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you all.